story.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother, they're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. This message courtesy of the Arkansas Beef Council and Beef, it's what's for dinner.com.
Courtside with Fort Smith Public Schools. Coaches take you inside on what's going on in Fort Smith sports.
I think the boys program, we definitely thrive off the energy and the emotion. I think as a coach, it's a big thing to kind of just help those guys rein that in, myself included. You know, there's times we have to take a step back, take a breath during a timeout, and just sit there and breathe.
New episode every week on the Hit That Line podcast network and on hitthatline.com.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Yeah, I'm just curious, how do we settle on Chuck and Bo instead of Bo and Chuck?
Chuck is he's a Hall of Famer. When he leaves and rides into the sunset, you know, it'll just be Bo show. Instead of we just get rid of Chuck and.
Chuck, you hear that? He's already planning for your departure.
Well, you think he's planning for it? Holy cow, I've been looking for an exit strategy for like 3 or 4 months.
That's great.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy to see you.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You know, I have to admit, you know, in the mornings we read and we try to, you know, do things real fast and figure out exactly, you know, the direction of the show today. I get sidetracked because I get on the internet and I start reading all this stuff. There is the craziest stuff that's out there right now. I mean, you can get sidetracked, and before you know it, 45 minutes. I've been reading about how the moon landing was fake just in the last 30 minutes. I had no idea all this stuff went down. So I don't know that I'm as prepared as I should be, but I can tell you about that conspiracy theory, by gosh.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to really have a truth meter today.
I don't know that there's one that exists.
That's a good question.
I mean, I don't know.
That's a good question. I think the question becomes, when did the truth stop mattering? When did it stop mattering? Like when did truth seeking?
That's a loaded question.
Yes,
stop
it is.
mattering? Well, it's you know, it's part of what you deal with every day.
No, you're right.
But it sounds so old school and it's so true. But good morning. Hope you're having a
We've been
nice
talking
cup of
about all the
coffee
fake news during the hours before the show here, minutes before the show.
The hours before.
Yeah,
the show.
minutes.
Well, it started,
minutes.
You know,
minutes.
It's every day. It's not like it's not happening all the time. It's happening since we got like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram's a whole different thing because Instagram gives you the illusion that people have perfect lives, but that's a picture image platform,
Right.
And it gives the illusion, like if you follow Bart on Twitter, you think he has it together, and then
He's the man.
you turn on the show and we tell you the truth. Sorry, Bart, today was going to be a day we didn't pick on you.
Man.
You've had a rough week.
You made it 4 minutes.
But
well, really not 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That might be a new record.
It may be 4 minutes after 6, but we are not that far into the show. And so you see these things on social media, and now we're in a world where you have news organizations, and I say that lightly, like
use the term loosely.
Loosely, thank you.
Yeah.
Like Smart News, which you got me on.
I know.
And they send you these
I
provocative
know.
headlines.
I do the same thing.
And you have to get used to not falling for the headline.
I know.
Because it's so disappointing when you go read the story. Like I saw one yesterday. I don't remember exactly what it read, but it was like McAfee makes stunning announcement. And I'm like, is he retiring?
Right.
And it was the Pat McAfee show talking about Travis Kelce coming back. Like that's got nothing to do with McAfee. It's got to do with
or
Kelce.
like, Edward makes views on Bart perfectly clear. Like there's going to be some big story there, and it's like, oh, I think he's great, man. I think he does a great job, and that's the story.
Right.
But the headline leads you to believe, oh, these guys are getting ready to fight.
So I can't believe the amount of people that I would consider to be reputable and in a position to have earned the platform that they sit on and talk from, and they will take something off the internet and they will perpetuate it to the world. So nationally, yesterday and the day before, on giant sports networks like Fox and ESPN. You have people talking about a story out of Ole Miss that has nothing to do with sports, in which a college student went home with her boyfriend and apparently hooked up with the boyfriend's dad, and then the story goes from there. And people are just talking about it as if it's fact. And wow, can you believe that? And first of all, I'm like, what do you mean, can I believe it? Like, why? How is this a topic? How is this a discussion on any sort of sports radio show? And I mean, it has just gone virally wild on social media. And shockingly, I know some people will find this shockingly, that might not be the whole story. In fact, now it appears, according to another, I don't know if it's reputable anymore or not, People magazine, the family is saying this is not true. It's categorically false. And apparently it was a rumor started by another shocker, a fraternity on the Ole Miss campus. And how did we get to the point that the story is so big that the FBI is going to be investigating how it all started? And this is the world we live in. And so as you wake up on Friday and you get ready for the weekend, I know it's shocking, and I can't believe it's shocking to people, that things you read on the internet may not be true. In fact, you might start with, man, if you think I don't believe that, it's probably not true. But now it's like we don't even think like that anymore. We've gotten to the point where it's like I don't even bother thinking. I'm standing in line at like Smoothie King, and I look at Edward and I go, look at that. But it's not standing in line at Smoothie King. It's sharing it to the world. So instead of telling you in line, I'm now sending it to all of my followers. Whoa, this is crazy. And then I make some joke about it. And then somebody else does it. And then somebody else does it. And the next thing you know, it's just true. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember exactly when it was, somebody with a small account, which, by the way, you can make accounts now on social media that appear to be official if you don't look at it. And I'm not just talking about like a fake Adam Schefter account. I'm talking about you could come up with something like Talking Hog Ball, and you could make colors and graphics that almost make it look like it's coming from the Razorbacks.
And they do that.
It happens all over the place. And then I'll look at one of these accounts and I'll realize this account has 10,000 followers, for example, okay? Any particular account. And I'll be like, who are these guys? Because I'm in the business of covering the Razorbacks. We're in the business of covering the Razorbacks. So I'm like, who's that guy? Who are those people? And it'll be some fan that has started an account, and they're taking information that other people post and screenshotting it.
Like random people.
Yeah, and posting it as their own, as if sometimes it's random and sometimes it's like a news organization made the story, but they grab it and take it as their own and post it like they're some sort of reputable source. So people just follow it because they think, oh, well, that's, I'm a Razorback fan, I'll follow that. Having no idea that what they're following may or may not be true, which gets me to the point, how do you know whether something's true or not? Because it used to be, like if you were on the news. You did something to earn a position to be on the news. And it wasn't telling a bunch of lies. It wasn't saying things that you didn't have any accountability for. It mattered if it was true. So Walter Cronkite did not ascend to be Walter Cronkite by making up stories and posting them or sending letters to people back then. So there's a position of credibility. What happened to that? I don't know what happened as a consumer where that doesn't matter anymore. Like anybody can have a voice, anybody can say anything, and the rest of us just like, tell me more. Oh, that's crazy. And we just believe it? Sorry, that was Harry Carey.
I was going to say.
That was Will Ferrell as Harry Carey.
We believe what we want to believe. Pure and simple. I mean, we all have predispositions now, and we read the things that agree with what we think.
But I saw this. This is a real thing.
All right.
Mike Neighbors is resigning.
Yeah.
According to a post on social
saw that.
media yesterday.
I saw that.
So then the news outlet, the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette, WholeHogSports.com, the Razorback coverage division, the division that covers the Razorbacks, writes a story with a comment from Neighbors saying that's not true. The post had 44,000 views. And it got to the point where enough people were talking about it that Mike Neighbors had to make some sort of comment to let people know that's not true. That's sad. It's sad that we live, and by the way, as Bart adjusts his mic and knocks it off.
I was going to say, Bart's got something to say.
Completely off the situation
wow,
room desk.
Right. That's big.
Now he's holding it like a weed eater.
I was just trying to adjust
He gripped that microphone like, by God, I got something to say.
I really don't. I was just adjusting the mic, and well, here's the situation we're in now.
So
it looks like you're playing a saxophone
so as
over
you,
there.
as you hold
jazz sax.
Yeah.
as you hold your 4-foot microphone stand, like you're part of the Beatles and you're really getting into it. Yesterday, Neighbors makes this comment, and I see this morning somebody had reposted the story that it wasn't true, and they said, wow, I thought that was sourced. I guess I forget sometimes you can't believe everything you read on the internet. I'm like, good mercy sakes.
Unfortunately,
this is where we are.
Sourced means that's what the guy down the street told me.
Yeah.
I mean, that basically is, those are the sources for a lot of the internet stuff.
And you said something, and I'll stop ranting, but you said something a second ago, like people, believe what they want to believe or whatever. I'm wondering if people want truth. Does anybody care about truth, or do we just want to have conversation?
Now we could talk about this till noon.
Well, we only have till 9.
I understand,
but I'm ready to have 4 cups of coffee and dig in.
Look, here's the thing,
because it matters to me.
No matter what opinion you have on anything, there's somebody out there who's written something on the internet that will make you feel like you are the only person in the world that's gotten to the heart of the matter. You can find agreeable people out there. You can have the wildest conspiracy theory in the world about, particularly politics and sports. You can have the wildest conspiracy theory in the world.
Square, globe.
Yeah, but you can know in your mind that it's probably not like that. But you find 4 or 5 guys on the internet who maybe can put their thoughts down on paper a little bit better than you can. It's like, I wish I'd come up with that. He's exactly right. You find things that can feed what you want to have fed.
Make you feel better.
Make you feel better. Make you feel like you're right.
And sports isn't that serious.
Well,
but that does happen.
Oh, it happens in every
our
walk
culture
of life.
now.
We
yeah.
just want to believe
it,
what we
it
want to
happens
believe.
about matters of importance, I think. Like things that would be important that we know the truth.
Well, I can tell you about this when it comes to covering the Razorbacks, and I'll just be very honest about this. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of voices, a lot of people that write about the Razorbacks as though they are authorities on the Razorbacks, and there are people out there in the public that believe them because they're able to turn a phrase or they're able to pen a phrase that people find appealing. I know who's up there, and I know who's not. And I know who gets good information, and I know who doesn't. And I know who's just talking out there you-know-what, and I know people, and I know when some people say things that you can take it to the bank. there's just a lot of people out there, and as we bring it home, I mean, talking about the Razorbacks, there's just a lot of people that comment on it every day that
have no.
Well, they don't have any. They're
access.
Insight. But here's what they're doing, and this is the media world we live in now. Someone who lives somewhere else who's got a predisposition, they feed that. Their disinformation or misinformation or whatever you want to call it feeds that theory. That theory someone has. It's not based on any fact, just based on their gut, based on how they feel, based on what the guy down the street said. But there's something out there that feeds that makes them feel like, yeah, I'm onto something here. I'm right. I'm the only one that's figured it out. And there's plenty of that out there now.
So it's true. You are in People Magazine's top 50 most eligible bachelor list this year.
No, it's Bart.
That's true?
That's Bart. Bart moved into the rankings after Wednesday night.
I do think, without question, that we could plant Edward. We could have Edward go run a burner social media account, and he could make that true by the end of the weekend.
I know.
At least enough to where it will have gone places, and until people, maybe or maybe not find out by Tuesday that it's not true, that Chuck's doing a fireman calendar this year.
Yeah. Well, that's not true.
I didn't need to hear that.
Nobody's going to believe that. That's.
He's every month of the year.
You guys are. I don't know if you guys are old enough to.
Pose.
If you guys are old enough to have read The Onion,
the visuals.
You guys, shut up. Right.
He's on a ladder. No. I mean, look, if you don't care what the truth is, we could have a lot of fun with this.
Well, here's what I was going to say. Like,
people are. It's crazy.
As technology continues to evolve, it's only going to get worse. I mean, now you can have AI generate whatever image you want, and it looks
That's
like
what
the real
that
thing.
Smart News app is. It's all AI generated stories.
Like, I mean, it's only going to get worse. Like, you can, like, to your point, like you could tell AI to generate a People magazine cover or whatever, and it would.
Yeah. I don't know.
And make it look like the real thing.
I know. Oh, this is great. I really
could generate.
I'm really.
Was it the Ole Miss story? Was it the Ole Miss story that got you going?
Let's go.
Well, that was the second thing I saw this morning, but I couldn't believe it yesterday. The first thing that got me going was the just Mike Neighbor lie. The Mike Neighbors lie. The outright, absolute falsehood. Somebody heard something and they went with it, and then other people went with it. And I'm just, it's been ongoing for me for a while. It's one of the reasons we started this show. And I have more things to say.
I know you do.
We got to take a break.
I got a lot of things to say to you.
Some people might have their feelings hurt today. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
All right. Now we're talking.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday, getting up to the 70s in the great state of Arkansas today. Believe it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
2025 is here, and Fayetteville Auto Park is making it easier than ever to elevate your drive during our New Year's sale. Every pre-owned vehicle, hundreds and hundreds to choose from, all with clearance pricing for a limited time. That's right, Fayetteville Auto Park has clearance priced every used car, truck, and SUV in stock. One-owner trades, budget buys, luxury vehicles, off-lease cars, even certified pre-owned, with special finance rates and warranties up to 100,000 miles. Buy now at all 4 Fayetteville Auto Park locations. That's Acura of Fayetteville, Honda of Fayetteville, Toyota of Fayetteville, and Chevrolet of Fayetteville. It's time to drive in 2025, and no one makes it easier than Fayetteville Auto Park. Take advantage of clearance pricing on every pre-owned vehicle now during our New Year's sale. Limited time only at Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Pitchers look pretty good. Getting quite a few strikeouts over the weekend. Good to see Kendall Diggs back in there.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Great point, Bo.
Thank you.
I'm Chuck. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. I'm going to start taking credit. Like when you make a great point, I'm going to call myself
All
Chuck.
right, fair enough.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That drop's dead. Kill that. 86.
Yeah, it's outta here.
That's it was. It wasn't really even that funny when I said it, but in the moment it was okay.
In the moment.
And then
context is everything.
90 days later, I'm tired of hearing it.
What's the headline today, Edward?
Yeah. So here's an example of
this
truth
was
or
Bart's,
not truth.
This was Bart's idea to ask AI what the top
Bart
headlines
has all
are
the good
today.
ideas.
Right. I don't want to just steal his thunder, but this was his idea. So I just typed that into Twitter's AI that you can use for free. And the #1, I'm not even going to read the rest of the list, but the #1 headline today is Lakers dominate Timberwolves behind LeBron and AD's big night.
Yeah. What's the
AD
problem with
is
that?
Anthony Davis.
Yep. What's the problem with that?
He was traded 3 weeks ago.
He was traded 3 weeks ago.
Was it 3 weeks ago? I mean, that's what I heard on the internet. It
A
was 3
while
weeks
back.
ago. A while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is ongoing, and I would just say this: like it's all of our responsibility to decide whether we want to find out the truth or if we just want to perpetuate rumors. And in life, that's true without social media. When you put it on social media, it goes to another level. And unfortunately, what's happened with social media is you have people masquerading as, quote, media that aren't. They don't have a credential to games. They don't really have the ability to get any information from coaches or players, but they present themselves as someone you should believe because they start a show or an account and they mask it in some look as though it is the media. And I'm just saying, in my opinion, and this is how I would go as a consumer, when I watch the news or consume news, it, for me, needs to come from a source that tells me that they actually are an accredited news organization. Because if they fail those principles, there will be consequences. If you're on social media without any sort of accountability or consequences, why would I believe you? Because you can say whatever you want and there's no consequence. Well, what do I mean by a consequence? Well, like, people aren't going to give you a job in a field that's reputable because you can't be trusted. Now, this is not who you're covering. This is not, I cover the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks don't like what I say, and so therefore I can't get into games anymore. That doesn't happen, really. If you lose a credential and you don't get to go to games and cover a team, it's because you're not considered professional enough to do that. It's not because the team doesn't like your opinion. There are all kinds of people that have credentials in the media who have said things against teams that still have the credentials, who have written columns, who have gotten on shows and eviscerated through their opinion what's happening, and they still have credentials. This idea that you have to be some sort of mouthpiece for a school or for a program or for an organization to have a credential is another lie that people perpetuate on social media. So again, it's up to us, it's up to you who you're going to believe and why you're going to believe it. But if you don't even know what you're starting with, that's a problem.
Well, when you say it's on us, look, we do kind of talk out of both sides of our mouth, because if we've got to give a speech and we don't know what to write, what do? We ask AI. Or we immediately go to the internet. We immediately start looking for someone who can say it better than we can. So we need to police ourselves a little bit too. We can't on one hand say all the media is bad, everything's a lie, I don't know who to believe, but at the same time, your level of research is reading your phone when you go to the bathroom. So I mean, there's responsibility on both sides. Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of people posing as media people. But they wouldn't be doing it if there weren't suckers out there that were believing everything they say.
That's what I mean.
And weren't doing their own.
On you.
Yeah,
it's on me when I read something.
It is on us.
Else.
And I'm magnifying that. What I'm saying is it not? It's not only on us to actually, have a little common sense. Number one, be fairly well read, so you can figure out, what smells good and what smells bad. But it's also on us to be a little bit more diligent in our daily lives. If we're going to use the internet,
you're talking about just anybody.
Yeah. If we're going to use the internet, as a crutch for everything, then we can't get too upset when lots of things out there aren't true. It goes both ways, but you're right. We do have to police ourselves. It is on us. There are a lot of irresponsible people posing as media folks out there. And I don't like them any more than you do, but there's not a whole lot.
No. Well, what I'm saying is I'm just bringing awareness to it.
And I'm in full agreement with you.
And so if you think that Chuck and I are truth seekers when it comes to covering the Razorbacks or trying to give you facts, I want you to know we are trying to do that. I'm not saying we're always going to get everything right. Our opinions aren't always going to be right. But when you sit behind a microphone or you're in a position where people are following you, you have a responsibility to do that. Like if you're a restaurant and you're putting food out, you have a responsibility to put healthy or not spoiled food out.
That was back in the old days.
When you are an organization, like people come to you and they trust that they're going to be able to eat your food because you say you're a restaurant. And there are things there are guidelines in place to protect that. And in this world, I don't know. I'm talking and you guys are all laughing.
You got to
about
read this.
something.
No.
You got to read the text.
I'm totally
No,
distracted now.
No. You got to read this.
Yeah.
Edward just sent this out. Read it, Bart.
So asked Twitter AI what topics should the Chuck and Bo discuss today, and
the Chuck and Bo.
Yeah.
This
is good.
The Chuck and Bo show.
I'm dead.
Number 2, Chuck Barrett's legacy after his passing.
Reflect on the late Chuck Barrett's impact on Arkansas sports broadcasting, especially poignant since his death earlier this month on February 2nd, 2025. Share personal anecdotes and fan reactions to honor his 30-plus years calling Razorback games.
I see now.
Not only did Chuck die, he's been dead all month.
I know.
I see now. Suddenly everything was completely irrelevant that I was talking about. Chuck died.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
When we come back, I will memorialize Chuck.
We had this story right here, and we didn't even know it.
What a freaking world. Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome.
When we come back, your thoughts on the late Chuck Barrett. 6:31. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
That is so funny.
I mean, I don't know if it's old or just like, well, the world's changing. It's like Bart said a little bit ago. When he summed it up with 2 words. I mean, things change.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com and click on the Sweat No Edge. If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes.
He's old. When you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A blockbuster, earth-quaking type of news story.
John Calipari to Arkansas. Arkansas has landed themselves as the biggest brand coach in all of college athletics.
I think Cal will win at Arkansas.
They are more or less the center of the college basketball world.
That's a top 10 team under John Calipari.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here. ESPN 95.3.
What a move by Big Z.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
If you live near Alex, Alma, Branch, Bloomer, Mountain Burg, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect Internet may be available to you right now. Wave is now serving a few non-member areas and adding more in the coming months. Check availability online. Sign up.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. days. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Great American Conference Basketball Championships are coming to Fort Smith, March 6th through the 9th at Fort Smith Southside High School. See the best men's and women's teams in the GAC. Battle it out for an automatic bid into the NCAA Division II tournament. Get your tickets and more information for the Great American Conference Tournament at greatamericanconference.com. It's the GAC Basketball Championships, March 6th through the 9th in Fort Smith at Southside High School.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
As we wrap up the 10th annual Miracles and Magic Mediathon benefiting Arkansas Children's Northwest, we want to send a huge thank you to our incredible sponsors, Crabtree RV, Slotsky's, Heartland Honda, Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center, and Ozarks Electric Cooperative. Because of your partnership, children right here at home will be better today and healthier tomorrow. And to our amazing listeners, your donations make miracles happen. Thank you for bringing hope, healing, and smiles to so many lives. This wouldn't be possible without you. Together, we're making a difference. Thank you.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We wield a lot of power, as I'm told, because we're impacting things that could have happened without us. Like, we're holding things up. We're changing the world over here accidentally. So be careful.
I didn't know any of this.
Well,
The Chuck and Bo Show.
So we learned during the last segment, while we were going on and on about the internet not necessarily being true, and the adage that you can't believe everything you read on the internet is somehow stunningly forgotten so often. If it's who knows what's true about this poor girl at Ole Miss. But if her family's correct and that it was all a lie, and everyone that ran with this story should be really ashamed of themselves, because I just want you to think, hey, what if that was your daughter? What if that was you? I mean, what like that's the world we live in. And it's incumbent upon us to figure out what we believe, what we don't believe in terms of who's telling us things, dating back to the days when you just spread a rumor around, without social media. But now you can tell the whole world. And in the midst of this conversation, Edward decided to just show on the fly how the internet can lie to you. And even AI. I know AI is something that's big now, and it can be very helpful. Like, it can help you with grammar. It can help you with phrases. It can help you with things like that. But Edward did, or who did it? You or Bart? On what we should talk about on the show today.
I searched it on Twitter's AI.
So you just searched what function. Should the Chuck and Bo Show talk about today?
Yep.
And it said that we should memorialize Chuck because he had passed away earlier this week.
No, earlier this month.
Yeah, this month.
February 2nd.
He's been dead since February 2nd.
I was trying to think back.
See,
what did I do
thanks for
that
clearing
day?
that up for me. That would have been false.
Did I dodge death that day? I don't.
That would have been a Sunday.
I don't recall.
Would have been a Sunday.
I don't recall.
He doesn't do anything on Sunday.
Well, you don't recall because you're dead, Chuck.
Yeah. Hey, I have an idea for the rest of the show.
Listen, AI Chuck, shut up.
Yeah. No, I do.
Chuck's not really here.
Well,
I know that they've put you in some 3D,
what I'm about
whatever,
to say.
You're not really here, but go ahead.
7 o'clock, you guys reset the show. Chuck's died. I'm just going to go ahead and go home and go back to bed. And you guys run with it.
Well, you haven't,
and see how far you can take it.
You are not the same Chuck. I'll say that. You're not the Chuck I know. Because
since February 2nd, you've been very different.
The Chuck, I've wondered what's been going on this entire month. And I'm going to take a minute to talk about my friend Chuck, who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Chuck had a big heart. Was he a jerk sometimes? Sure. But his big heart overcame it all. Did he sometimes yell at people and throw things and cuss about the show, sucking, and he doesn't understand why there's feedback in his ear? Yeah. Did you see that? No, because he was a professional. Did we see it behind the scenes? Yeah, we did. But then he would immediately just say, I didn't mean anything by it, even though we all knew he did. And it made us want to be better. And so every day we would come in hoping to be better.
Oh, my God.
But the thing about Chuck is he was a pro. He was a pro's pro. And nobody could turn a phrase quite like Chuck could. He could come in and he could talk about something, and it didn't even have to be important, but he would make you feel like it was. But the thing I'll miss about Chuck the most is you could trust him. He had instincts. You know, in today's broadcasting world, some people just lack instincts. They just get on the air and they just ramble and they talk. Chuck had instincts. He knew what was important. He knew how to connect with Arkansas. And finally, more than anything, Chuck was a true Arkansan. He knew the hearts of Arkansans. He touched the hearts of Arkansans every day. And it was his mission in life to do so. He was born to do a radio show. Now, one of my great regrets, and I wish Chuck was here for me to tell him that, is that then we put it on the internet, and he's on camera, and all these things. He didn't ask for all those bells and whistles, all that attention, all these people knowing who he was.
Word is, he hated
it. but he just wanted to do a radio show. He just wanted to turn phrases. He wanted to touch Arkansans, and he did that very well, more than anybody I know. And he will.
But he hated that internet. He didn't like that camera stuff.
The tributes are rolling in.
The other thing about Chuck. The thing about Chuck is he hated country music. Now we didn't get along. we didn't get along on that front. And Chuck, and here's the other thing about Chuck, like you could misinterpret Chuck because you think to yourself, he's not a nice guy because he never wants to go anywhere with you. He never wants to spend. Chuck wasn't big on relationships.
Man, you guys are brutal.
But you wouldn't know that because if you were to meet him, he'd shake your hand and make you feel like you were the most important person. You were the only person on earth in that moment. But if you stepped too far, you would quickly learn this is not the relationship that you think it is. This is just I'm making you feel very important in this moment. But nobody was better at it. And nobody will ever be quite like Chuck Barrett.
Yeah, well, that's a fine eulogy.
The tributes are rolling in.
I got some work to do
on the text line
for the service, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Ryan in Prairie Grove, I'd like to be one of the first to give thanks to the Barrett family for that great man.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
Thanks.
I just wish the Cardinals didn't suck in Chuck's final days.
There you go.
Yeah, that was a bad part.
I'd like to thank the family for sharing Chuck with all of us.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Jordan in Green Forest, Chuck, he was something else.
Yeah. When you put it together like that, it really was something else. I mean, some of the just best months of my life doing a show with Chuck.
It's a great run.
I mean, just I didn't realize this back when we were doing the show together when Chuck was alive, that it was a blessing that he was the last one to come in. Because I didn't realize at the time, I get annoyed that Chuck wasn't here super early. But he did that for me, and I'll tell you what I mean. He knew that me seeing him first thing in the morning was not a good thing. There needed to be some time for me to get my feet underneath me in the office alone, away from him, so I would be ready for Chuck. I just couldn't wake up with that. It's why when he found out I was single, he did not invite
I'm
me
still
to move
here.
in with him.
I can hear everything you're saying. I'm not dead. So just
the internet said you are.
Well, let's
Are you?
Let's not go too far down the road.
This is
here.
creepy. By the way, why is Bart's cutout turned around looking out the window?
Edward's responsible for that, and the first thing I said when I got here this morning was, that's got to move.
It's like he's leaning his head out the window.
This is like Tom Hart yesterday.
Peering around the corner.
Tom Hart
I
called
don't like it.
your
I'm
smile
moving it.
creepy. Actually, that's a new thing. We're going to start moving it around town, putting it in windows, storefronts.
No.
Storefronts, windows.
No.
Maybe
Why are
in
you
the mall,
doing this to me?
Maybe like Victoria's Secret.
Why do you hate me?
If Chuck were here, he'd love this. This is not where I saw this going today. Did you have something, Edward? Did somebody have another tribute?
No more tributes, but there's another detail. There's another detail of this.
Bart just held up a Weichert.
When all this is done, Chuck, you need to do a Weichert ad. You need to come back to life. We're going to resurrect. We're going to resurrect Chuck.
Tell us about getting from contract to close.
That's right.
Who's
exactly
going to do
right.
that? Who's going to be talking about?
Somebody's got to keep you on track.
Turning
here.
houses into homes since 1978. Who's going to tell us? Who's going to do that? Can we have AI Chuck do that? When you think about the voice work we had done, the open to the show, and us picking an AI guy, and this is where we end up. Chuck's dead. He's not really here, but he's here. What?
I just want to know if I can go home.
You're dead. I mean, I don't know. Actually, let's do this.
Sometimes you can't go home again.
When we come back, we'll hear what it's like to be dead.
Yeah. A bright light.
This is some insight we don't get just every day. You're dead, and you're here to talk about it.
I got kicked out of both places. They sent me back.
Holy crap. What do you got?
Neither one of them wanted me.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, mercy sakes alive. Mercy sakes. Okay.
They sent me back.
Oh, good mercy. We've got to take a break. It's out of control. It's 6:45, memorializing the late Chuck Barrett.
I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Discover the Stonebreaker Hotel, where handcrafted elegance meets modern comfort. Relax in beautifully designed rooms, or book your next reservation at the Stonebreaker Lounge and Restaurant, where you can satisfy cravings with fresh, seasonal takes on traditional favorites. Open daily from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, log on to stonebreakerhotel.com, located on Markham Road in Fayetteville, where you'll find the Stonebreaker Hotel and Restaurant. Ready or not, it is tax season, but luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Why don't you just kind of style it up a little bit at the game? Let's get your drip going.
Hey, I got a lot more drip than you think.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's time to start the year strong at Heartland Honda Power Sports and Marine. Don't miss our first used sale in 2025, featuring unbeatable discounts and exclusive incentives on many of your favorite Honda rides, like Honda Ranchers, Honda Pioneers, and Honda Goldwing, plus so much more. Whether you're tackling trails or cruising in style, we've got the perfect ride for you. Visit Heartland Honda in Springdale today and make 2025 your best year yet. Heartland Honda, work hard, play hard. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet, eye protection, close side nets and doors, and always wear seatbelts. Honda HVs side by side are 16 years and older.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I have never understood. You watch these games, and it's like they show the players walking in the tunnel. They're just walking. Right. They're just walking to the locker room. The minute they walk in, there's some camera guy taking a picture of her, shooting video of them just walking. Them just walking down the hall.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, so what happened? Real quick recap. What happened? You searched what should we talk about on the Chuck and Bo Show
Bo
today?
was griping about the media. Griping about
I was griping about fake media.
Joking,
I was griping about fake media.
Okay, all
People
right,
who
all right.
look like media
Griping
that aren't
about
media.
fake media, and Edward took it from there. That's what happened.
He doesn't even have his own mic on. That's that's selfless. That is selfless.
I searched on Twitter. They have a service called Grok. It's an AI assistant. You can ask it stuff, and I just asked, what should we talk about on the Chuck and Bo Show today? And the number 2 topic it suggested was the passing of Chuck Barrett.
Yep, the late, great Chuck Barrett. Unfortunately, they had Chuck at 64.
Yeah, that was the part that
2
hurt.
years older than he is. Jimmy
That
and
was the part that
Conway,
hurt.
your thoughts on our late friend Chuck Barrett?
Jimmy's filled
Jimmy?
with thoughts.
Okay. Check AI, see if Jimmy's still with us.
All right.
Brent and Cersei, your thoughts on the late Chuck Barrett?
God.
I tell you what, my thoughts on the late Chuck Barrett is he was one of the first people I met in 1995 when I moved to Fayetteville for at Razorback football practice. Chuck will be missed.
Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. That was awfully nice of you.
Great.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm very much alive.
That's not
I'm
true.
very, very
This
much
is an
alive.
AI Chuck over here.
Yeah.
Fooling us. Crazy.
Hey Chuck, y'all have a big bring us home a victory in Columbia, South Carolina, one of my favorite places I lived in my life. Spent a lot of time at the old Carolina Coliseum watching Louisville versus South Carolina. Kenny Payne and Never Nervous Purvis coming in there. I hope I think we should win this game. I'm a little concerned with a lack of downtime we've had. Should I be concerned about that, Chuck?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's that time of year where everybody's grinding. And, I mean, you play a late game on Wednesday night, you travel Friday, play a day game on Saturday. But lots of teams do that, and you do it multiple times during the course of the season. But South Carolina's a dangerous team. I mean, it's one of those games that you say, well, it's not an important game. Well, lose it, and you'll find out how important it is. And it's one of those games, and there you have 2 or 3 on the schedule where – you don't have much to gain. You got everything to lose.
I appreciate the effort, friend, but you will never be like the real Chuck. I mean, you could try, and that's really nice of you.
The real Chuck would have rolled his eyes.
AI Chuck, and that was close.
Yeah.
But you'll never replace the real Chuck.
Never measure up.
You will not.
You know, all day long. All day long.
We've changed your entire day.
You've ruined my day. You've not changed my day. You've ruined my day. Let's tell it like it is. I'm going to have to deal with this all day. God, I hate the internet. The show started out, Bo, just rambling about the internet. And the hour ends with my day being ruined.
Jeez. That's so true. Every bit of that's true.
It is true.
Oh. Have you heard from Have you heard from your family?
No, I have not. My family's not been notified yet.
Christmas.
God, I hate you people.
Oh, man. Well, next hour we'll, I don't know, is 1 hour enough to memorialize Chuck? It's almost 7 o'clock. Good morning.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
You know, I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we'll see lots of sunshine, a bit on the breezy side with highs around 70. Southwest winds could gust up to 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with lows in the low to mid 40s. Sunny skies and cooler on Saturday as a weak front works through the area. Highs in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Mostly clear Saturday night with lows in the 30s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Tommy's right on this one. Do you feel? Let me ask you this.
Normal around here.
Up to $10,000 off or $7,000 off and 0% financing on select 2024 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 24 GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off or take $7,000 in discounts and 0% financing with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or a do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You are all about adversity and creating it for others so that they can grow.
That's right.
In their character.
Well, that's right.
It's a moment of...
How are you going to overcome adversity if I don't create some for you?
So it's time for me to inject some adversity into your life so you can be better.
I'm going to put you in a bad spot, and you're going to be a better person for it.
Then you can be more like me, because I've been going through adversity my whole life. So I'm going to put you through some.
That's right.
And then you're going to be better, like I am.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Well, that was really something. That was really something. AI said Chuck had passed away right in the middle of the show. We learned that he passed away months ago. We've been doing the show with AI Chuck.
I've been coming all month long. I've been coming to the studio every morning, all month long, and I didn't even have to be here.
Yeah. Well, to my knowledge, you're AI Chuck at this point.
Yeah,
because I believe everything on the internet. I believe
how does that stuff get
what's
started?
crazy is how many of us run around saying things like, well, you can't believe everything that's on the internet, and then we perpetuate whatever's on the internet. Like we just run with it. Is ESPN.com trustable? Can I go with this? Did Steph Curry actually have 56 last night? In a 121-115 win over the Magic?
Yes, he did.
All right, so there you go. That's real.
He had 56?
Mm-hmm. That's
wow.
real.
That's a good night.
Izzy Higginbottom had 32 in a 75-73 loss to Missouri. in a game that just ended
That was
in
a
the
brutal
most
loss.
sickening fashion.
That was a brutal. I mean, when you look up
brutal.
the term brutal loss, there's going to be video of the last 7 seconds
Oh,
of
my
that
gosh. 75, 73. It was 73 all out of bounds, inbounds play, and a sideline out of bounds play, and steal, and they make a layup on the other end to win. But Higginbottom's last game, Bud Walton Arena, she had 32. What a great year for her. Not a great year for the women's basketball program, but we've talked about in length the things that have led to that. And it'll be interesting to see. I think there's a really good chance that Mike Neighbors is back next year. He's certainly not resigning, as the internet told us yesterday. And,
is that what started all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
That and the Ole Miss girl.
Yeah.
That people ran this with this rumor that has just basically apparently destroyed her life, to the point where the family has asked the FBI to investigate, and they suspect this all came out of a frat house prank. Just think about that.
Well, I mean, that checks out.
Well, when it turns into a international story, like millions of people commenting, talking about this girl by name. And it was made up at a fraternity house, and let's start this. This will be hilarious. Like, what? And all of us people that have the internet run with it. Like, embarrassing. Like, we should be, we should be ashamed of ourselves. That's true, and it sounds silly, but we should. But we really ought to just take a step back and go, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I mean, it's a big conversation, and we got into it. Then Chuck passed away, and we went into all that. So, anyhow, I'm glad you're here.
Now we're circling back.
I'm glad.
Now we're getting back into reality.
I will say that you are as close to Chuck as AI did a great job with you.
Yeah,
you
really did.
But you'll never be my friend, Chuck.
Well,
and that's basically because you won't have a relationship with me as a friend. But colleagues, that'll be part of my memorial.
The real Chuck was known, for his soul.
Yeah,
and
his
AI
heart.
people don't have soul.
That's right. His heart, big heart, touching the hearts
that's right.
of Arkansans, like understanding them in every way. Brent called in about the South Carolina game. Bart, did you have something? Because you were leaning up in the Situation Room, like you were on a Zoom you were about to raise your hand. And we want to make sure you get your time in the meeting today.
Oh, so. Bart's a first segment of the hour guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bart.
Yeah, Fayetteville.
Throw it in there, man.
Chevy of Fayetteville Situation.
Oh, we didn't do the Weichert ad last hour either,
Remember,
right after my death. Pardon me for that.
Yeah. Well, you were a little busy.
After my announced passing.
Well, you were taking in all the memorials.
Yeah.
But all the tributes.
I don't really want to read that stuff.
But Bart, this has really gone to his head, like all of this. Where, it used to be we would go to Bart occasionally on the show. And now Bart co-hosts the show.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just over there.
The Chuck and Bo show with Bart.
But he conveniently checks out whenever he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't need me. And he'll just go down the hall. And but when he's in here, it's he's got things to
locked
say.
In. Bart, they made fun of me last hour. It's your hour. Bo got after me last hour.
It's my hour.
It's your hour.
We had the
Edward's going to get ripped in the 8 o'clock hour.
That cardboard cutout of Bart at the game, and we're giving away a $100 gift card.
Who got that?
From Walk-Ons, and it came from the Twitter account of Drake Magruder.
All right.
And I think it's his son who is in front of the TV there at home giving the horns down, the double horns down sign. And behind him on the television is a great shot of the student section with the creepy smile of Bart in the corner.
We got to stop that. We got to stop that. That's enough.
This was going to be...
Tom Hart said it.
Yeah.
Call Tom.
Yeah.
Tom
ESPN's Tom Hart said it. I mean,
you had to know the term
–
creeper was going to be uttered at some point.
Well, I didn't.
I mean, you had to know that was going to happen.
I didn't even think or see that until Tom brought it up. You did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from the beginning?
I knew early on the word creeper would come into play. Yes.
What are you talking about?
The first time I saw the cutout, I thought somebody's going to call him a creeper.
So Drake, I didn't even.
I just knew it.
I didn't even read the. I didn't even read the post until I just looked at the picture until now. But Drake says, #1 fan of the Chuck and Bo show. Luke spotted Bart on TV. Go Hogs.
It was a great moment. It was a great moment.
It was a great. Luke, congratulations. You and your dad have a $100 gift card. I think they called into the show on his birthday, and we wished him a happy birthday. We put Luke on for a second, and so congratulate. We got several pictures.
I've not seen.
We got a lot.
Of these
Hundreds of
pictures
thousands, if you believe the internet. We got hundreds of thousands of pictures of Bart, the cutout of Bart. Also, 5 complaints from the Fayetteville Police Department of somebody looking at them.
Oh.
Actually,
I think it was a nice looking poster. I personally like the way Edward had it situated, where it was like leaning over and Bart's face was like looking out the window.
I'm driving
of the
to
control room.
a cheer competition in Dallas later today, and I think I'm going to have this ride shotgun. Just looking out the window.
You can drive in the fast
people.
lane around. You can get in that lane
and I
in
can get in the
Dallas.
hub lane.
You can get in the fast lane and put Bart over there.
I'll
in the
be in that
passenger
diamond
seat.
lane with Bart in the passenger seat.
That's right.
But better than that, I'm just thinking of what it's going to look like as I travel down 49 and shoot over on 40. Go through those small Oklahoma towns, those speed traps, and Bart's just looking out the window like a dog.
A toka.
I got to do this. I get pulled over.
You really don't.
I get pulled over. What's wrong, sir? Well, your passenger's not buckled up.
Yeah, you should have his seatbelt on.
Put a seatbelt on.
Put the seatbelt over the cutout. Just to be safe.
All right. Are you concerned? Did you have anything, by the way, Bart? That's what.
Yes,
Okay. What do you have?
Bart's got quite a bit.
It doesn't. The moment has long passed, so I'm not sure it's relevant anymore.
Let's reset. Bart's in the Chevy Situation Room. Chevy of Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas's #1 volume dealer. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned Chevy, there's only one place to go. It's Chevy of Fayetteville. They got unmatched selection, unbeatable prices, award-winning service department, and complimentary loaners. You just go ask our buddy Chris Bunch to help you, and he'll be right there on the ready. They always get it done. I mean, I'm serious. The thing about service like that is it's hit or miss. Not there. Like, you're going to get taken care of, and you're not going to be stranded there. Complimentary loaners are a big deal.
That's a big deal, yeah.
I mean,
there's nothing worse. Yeah, there's nothing worse than having to sit at wait for your car to get repaired.
Or you get somebody to give you a ride,
Yeah.
and then or you got
It's
an Uber,
inconvenient,
and then you continue to wonder, like, when's my car going to be done?
Right.
Because I got other things to
deal.
do. I can't plan anything else around it. Not at Chevy of Fayetteville. Okay, Bart, what do you have?
Did y'all see the story where this humanoid robot had to be dragged away after attacking people at a festival?
I did not see that, no.
Yeah.
Is it on the internet?
No, this is a real news story. Okay. This is a real
What
news
happened?
story.
What happened?
There was a festival somewhere in China, and this robot was dressed in a bright jacket. There's video of it lunging itself towards a group of shocked onlookers behind a barricade at this festival, and security had to apprehend this humanoid robot and drag it away from attacking more people. And here's my question: in the wake of everything that's happened so far this morning and this story,
my phone started going off. I don't know what happened.
Meanwhile, Chuck is scrolling through TikTok while you're telling a story.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. No, that wasn't a good story. I was just checking my phone. And all of a sudden, stuff started playing.
All right. So what happened with the humanoid robot?
It got dragged away. My point in all of this is have people clearly have not watched enough movies. Like people need to watch Terminator.
That's the problem in the world.
No,
people have not watched enough movies.
Go watch Terminator, Skynet. Go watch iRobot.
Like, the hell are you talking about?
What the hell are any of us talking about?
Good Lord.
Like, there's a story about people trying to recreate dinosaurs. Like, have you not watched Jurassic Park? This doesn't go well.
You're going mad.
None of this.
I mean, you're losing your mind right here in front of everybody.
Insane.
What are you doing?
Y'all are driving me insane.
Jeez.
Wow. Would you get him one of those self-driving Ubers?
Absolutely not. Not a chance in hell.
Let me run it by you again. One more time. Give you a different scenario. You've been waiting for an hour. You can't get another Uber. It's a 4-hour walk back to the hotel. Like, you're stranded. You got an Uber ride to a restaurant, you're in Phoenix. It's going to be like you're not walking. It's like a 4-mile walk. It's 10 o'clock at night. You got to be up early in the morning. The only thing available to you is a self-driving Uber, and you're going to say no. You're going to turn it down.
Yeah, I don't try. No, yeah, absolutely not. It might catch on fire.
I don't know, man. I think
I don't. No, I don't. No,
I would. I'd get in there. Would you?
Sure.
Would you ever?
Yeah.
No.
What if you get in there and you can't get out? Like the door's locked.
Yeah, you see? No.
Lawsuit.
No.
Big lawsuit.
This is
Bart,
this is what Bart thinks about at night.
Bart, you got a lot of anxiety going, man.
Oh gosh. Anyhow, we'll get into the South Carolina game when we come back.
I don't trust them. I don't trust the people who make them.
Can't promise that, but also the bubble. I need a bubble watch. I need to do a bubble
Bubble
watch.
Bart.
We'll do it when we come back. Okay. Hey, it's tax season. H&R Block's here for you. You got to get ahead of this thing. But even if you don't, and you're waiting till the end, they'll still help you out. But you can have maybe more peace of mind if you get it done a little bit earlier. Also, get ahead of the rush. Now's the time. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. They've got 100% accuracy guaranteed to get your max refund guaranteed. 70 years of tax expertise going to work for you at H&R Block. AI Chuck is here. I'm Bo, and it's the Chuck and Bo Show. 7:15. Good morning.
That's the actual question. What the hell's going on around here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the under
meal for two for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What'd you call me?
A meal for two for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You had comfortable shoes before they started coming out with like On Clouds and Hokas.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here around on our rear ends talking sports. I mean, I shouldn't, it doesn't make any sense to put on like boots, something like that. It doesn't make any sense.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thanks for being with us today on Luka Doncic.
Is this Luka's birthday?
Doncic.
Stroke out.
Doncic.
Stroked out. One more time.
Doncic is hard to say.
Dunkages.
I struggled with it for a while.
Doshes.
I would try to give the dunk, but it's Doncic.
Doncic. Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Well,
Doncic.
something like that.
Doncic.
I was reading. Speaking of,
sounds like when you look up a pronunciation on YouTube. Doncic.
Is he from Serbia? Is that right? Is it Serbia or Croatia, where Luka hails from? But at any rate, what I was reading was
Slovenia.
All right, close.
Option C.
Of all the players, of all the players that are projected to be lottery picks, they're either college freshmen or players from Europe. So that kind of tells you where, the NBA is right now. We talk about, and look, let's be honest.
We've come a long way.
Well, the money in college sports right now, I mean, there are players out there who might otherwise try to go pro, go play in Europe, go do something, who end up staying in college. And so a lot of those guys, that's not who the NBA is looking at. But I just thought that was interesting, that all of them that are projected to be lottery picks are either college freshmen or from Europe.
Long way
Luka
from
Doncic.
One more
there
time.
You go, right there.
Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Luka
Doncic.
Doncic.
Exactly the way I said it.
Doncic
basically.
from Europe.
Luka Doncic.
From
Doncic.
Slovenia.
Doncic. One more time.
Luka Doncic.
That's great. Luka's 26. Luka's 26 today.
Yeah.
Speaking of NBA, Adu Thero was not on the bench, was not there on Wednesday night. And then he FaceTime into the locker room. I'm not sure why he's not with the team, especially if he doesn't need surgery. And the announcement from the University of Arkansas was that he was going to not need surgery and that he had a hyperextension of the knee and no timetable. Sounded like it was day to day. I don't have the statement in front of me. I think I'm pretty accurate on that. But he's not with the team. And so I think it's a fair question to wonder, like, when is he going to be with the team and why is he not with the team and what does this mean about his future? And, will he play anymore this year? When you put yourself in his position, and we can make it about anybody in that position, I mean, how do you make those choices? How do you make those choices? If you're going to play in the NBA, I mean, maybe you're making, I don't know what his NIL deal is, but let's just say, for the sake of conversation, it's $500,000. That's a lot of money, but it's not NBA money.
Well, it is if you don't make a team.
Yeah. Well, yes, but it's still not NBA money. It means you didn't get the NBA money.
Right.
But if you think you're playing in the NBA and you're in a situation where you could further injure yourself or whatever. I mean, at what point do you draw the line if you're a player? And when do you say, like, hey, what's best for me? I'm in with the team. I'm not in with the team. And I'm not suggesting he's considering that, but I don't know. What's his future? Is he going to come back? But these are the things that players have to think about. And really, like, I think it's interesting because we've always had this situation. If you're a player that's going to the NBA next year, back before you were getting paid to play in college, every time you go out, you're putting your future on the line. So how do you get through the season, maintain your sort of NBA status that where teams still like you without ruining that career? Now you get paid in college. How does that impact it, if at all? I don't know if the money's enough to really change some of that. But will we see a new Thero? I don't know. I'm
well,
sort of
everybody's
just
got to make a
processing it with you.
decision. Everybody's got to do ultimately what's in their best interest, and you have to do that because 10 years from now, you're the one that's going to be living the life, and people will have, in most cases, forgotten what you do as a player, but you've got to go on living, the rest of your life. So you got to make decisions that are going to benefit you there. All of them have to do that. They're all brands now. They're all, particularly the guys who may go pro. So there's just a lot of things that each individual's got to weigh there. Boogie Flan's come back. He wasn't here initially, but he's come back and he's been with the team. And if you'll remember, when Boogie went out, they won that next game too. And they did the same thing in the locker room with a phone. They called Boogie up, and they all celebrated. And then 2 or 3 days later, or a week, I forget, Boogie was back. And I don't know what's going to happen with Adu, but I would not be surprised if the same thing happens.
What do we have? Three regular season games left? A lot more or a lot fewer games left.
Well, you've got, a week from Saturday, a week from tomorrow, the regular season ends. You got 3 games between now and then.
Well, they were able to figure out a way to beat Texas, shorthanded, and they've been figuring it out all year. What do they got to do at South Carolina? What's the South Carolina game look like? South Carolina hammered Texas, which was unusual. Like they maybe played their best game of the year in Columbia.
Here's the thing that scares me about South Carolina. I've seen this with bad teams before, teams that have had bad years. Once it's just universally accepted that it's over, you got nothing to play for in terms of what the outside world thinks. Doesn't mean you don't actually have something to play for. It just means the outside world thinks you don't. And the narrative becomes they don't have anything to play for. That's when teams are dangerous because they're just cutting loose and playing. South Carolina, they're not going to go to the NCAA tournament unless they make a run through the SEC tournament, which is not going to happen. So they've got 3 games left and then 1 in the conference tournament in all likelihood. That South Carolina team in January, do they beat Texas the way they did the other night? Well, no. Because seemingly there was still, their season could be saved, so to speak. Now you just go play. Sometimes teams that just go play like that, they just let it all hang out. You better be wary because they got no pressure. They got no pressure. They just go play.
Arkansas has been playing hard. They continue to play hard, and I expect them to go play hard at South Carolina. But if they'll continue to play with that effort and they can make some shots, I think they'll be in a pretty good spot to win the game again. I expect Arkansas to be in all these games. But the misnomer might be that South Carolina, because of their record, isn't any good, and they can't. That Arkansas should just go in there and win. I think it'll be a challenging.
They're all pretty good.
Feat, and it's a different. By the way, does Arkansas know how to play before midnight? Because all their games are so late. This one's noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central.
It is.
Is that the earliest?
No, it's 1 Eastern, noon.
Central. Okay, noon Central.
Noon our time.
So it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime here.
Right, high noon.
High noon.
Mm-hmm.
Early game.
That's right.
Haven't had a lot of those.
No, we haven't.
877-377-6963 if you want to hop on the Chuck and Bo Show. Michael's in Dallas, where I'm headed this weekend for a wonderful cheer competition all weekend long.
You're going to do your best cheer. You're going to do the perfect cheer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'll be.
I had a sister, so I know what it's like.
I'll be clapping.
Find the guys go in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Full of men talking about sports.
That's pretty funny.
There's a lot of phone watching. A lot of phone watching in between performances.
I don't even know where to start now. So I didn't know this about Thero. I just thought that when his foot slipped the other night, he didn't step on an ankle. I thought they went immediately started with that that massage thing on his leg like it was a cramp, and then he got up and like he was going to come back out and he did a circle and then they took him in the back. So I didn't know. I just thought maybe he pulled something. But are you saying that
he hyperextended his left knee? U of A issued a release on this just shortly before tip on Wednesday night. Okay. He hyperextended his left knee.
I worked for the Mavericks for 11 years, It's Doncic, by the way. He plays from Slovenia. But I've got but first of all, my condolences to the Barrett family. And, Chuck, when he started out up here, he was Frank Broyles' driver, personal driver, and worked his way up to the iconic figure that he was. And I'm just so thankful that he was able to tell Bart Barrett about his son.
Yeah, we had that father-son moment before it ended.
Bart, that may have been what pushed him over the edge. He shared that with him all those years.
That is, not knowing that Bart was his child.
When I saw that Bart the other day on television, I about threw up in my mouth. I was drinking a Coke, and it came out of my nose.
That's awesome.
It was the first thing I saw, and I just must have missed I went back and listened to y'all and heard the whole story after I saw that. But, Chuck, we got to get Z to carry him on this trip to South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
On plane 2.
Can you put him right there at the broadcast position between you and Z?
Well, I don't know.
This year, Arkansas Derby. He needs to make it.
Arkansas Derby would be good. That would be good. Have Bart at the Arkansas Derby.
Would be good.
That would be clever.
Y'all want to? I don't think we've got the time, but I can tell you a story about number 23 of the Bulls and why he was suspended from NBA for 2 years.
Yeah, we don't have the time. We got to hit a break, but you can put it on the internet. It'll be true.
Yeah.
But Michael, thanks for the call. I'll see you in Dallas maybe this weekend if you want to come over to the convention center and watch the world's largest cheer competition.
So do you cheer along with them? Like some parents play the play. I mean, whether their kids football, band, cheerleading, they play the play.
I hold my phone in video.
Do you?
The whole time.
All right.
The whole 3 minutes.
You don't pump your arms when they pump their arms.
Then they get done, and then I look at all the other moms and I go, "How'd we do?"
Yeah.
Because
so can you do that?
Nobody fell. Did we do okay?
Yeah.
Did we hit 0? Did we hit 0? You don't want 0 on your thermostat, whether it's hot or cold. You don't want to be in either bad position. And right now you're doing a lot of back and forth. And if you're struggling in the HVAC department, you don't have to struggle anymore. You don't have to pay up front right now. Pasco's doing a season of savings event. Tax season's here, and the season of savings event with Pasco is you can get your home warm now or comfortable now, whichever way it is. With the weather, it's a little warmer now, but it might get cold again. And then you can pay later when your tax return comes in. It's the smart way to stay comfortable without the upfront hit to your wallet. Pasco Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Professional people and professional service. More of your thoughts coming up. 7:32 on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Bo, you said something interesting. I don't think you meant to, but when you talked about those...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And some teams have conference games all the way down the stretch, and then others. Horn?
I think that's in the background there at the flash.
Okay, I got you.
We're about 30 yards from the railroad track.
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So where were you headed there?
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to 11.
Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howell in Van Buren.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please visit our Facebook page for more information or call our office at 479-452-2260.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
You did.
But I spewed it out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Wow.
The internal volume.
Well, we had some internal volume issues as we were coming back out of the break, and the only word was wow.
There's a little,
but everything's good now.
A little bit of blood coming out of your ear down your neck.
I
there.
know. That's exactly how I feel right now.
Hog Noxious on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday morning, 7:38. Good morning, Hog Noxious. What's up?
Wonderful. I'm going to have a few regrets in my life that will look back and say, I should have done that, and I didn't do it. One of them was when the late, great Chuck Barrett pulled up to the foundation office across from the tailgate and left his truck running. And I knew that I should have gone over there and gotten the truck and at least drove it down a ways and then parked it, or drove it around the parking lot or something. And I didn't pull the trigger. And now that he's gone, I look back and I regret that moment. I should have played with the truck and gave the late, great Chuck Barrett a bad time.
I remember that. I remember one time I pulled up to the ballpark.
You're not here.
Oh, yeah,
We're
that's right.
memorializing.
That's right, I'm dead. Never
AI
mind.
said you passed away
I'm
in
sorry.
early February at
I'm
64.
sorry. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. At 64,
Yeah, they got the
if
age
it's at 64, then Grok, the great AI genius, is predicting that it'll be in 2 years. So really, Chuck Barrett knows now that he only has
No, it gave the
23
day. It gave the day with the
months
year.
to live his
It said
best
2025.
life.
Wow.
And he's spending it with you goobers.
Yeah.
Hey, if they were to tell me absolutely I had 2 years left, I mean, I would.
Hog Noxious,
I'd
you're,
be right here
you're the
tomorrow,
perfect
guys.
guy to ask this. How much of what you believe on the internet, how much of what you read do you believe, or how do you like filter it? What's your sort of go-to method?
I'm with what you said earlier this morning. It's every time you read something, you go, okay, what is it you're trying to push? Because you're either not telling the truth at all, or you're only telling part of the truth, but you're telling part of the truth to try to push whatever you believe. You know, we see all the time these posts from these clowns saying, oh, well, Mike Neighbors need to be fired. Okay, well, 98%, according to my research, 98% of those people have never set foot inside a women's basketball game. And so guess what? You don't know what you're talking about. So shut up.
There you go.
I don't have to believe your fake news. That is all.
That's good. That's good. You should have your own site. Hey,
thanks.
I'd give Hog Noxious a credibility nod over what we're dealing with in much of today's world. He's been at a lot of games.
Where's common sense? I mean,
that's it.
I
Wow.
mean,
you just hit
use your brain.
What happened to that? What happened to logic
Don't be
and
a moron.
common sense?
Don't be a moron.
What? No, for real though. What happened? And so, what is logic? Logic is you can make sense of something. Like, it doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion as me. You can be a very logical person, and we don't have the same opinion. It happens with Chuck and I all the time.
No, you're right. And
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. That's logical, right? It doesn't mean I agree with you,
Right.
But I understand. Like
That's
I
fair.
understand how you arrive
That's
at your
fair.
conclusion.
Right.
We can disagree, but it's a logical reason into how you got to where you feel that way.
That's
And
old
we've
world
lost
stuff, though,
like
now.
common
Yeah,
sense and
that's
logic.
old world stuff.
Yeah.
Joe and Harrison. Joe, you're on the Chuck and Bo show. Joe
and Harrison.
He's gone. Joe's a goner.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there.
Just
let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best. 877-377-6963. The Razorbacks likely to be without Thero again. When's the injury report come out?
It'll be today.
And I would expect that he's out, right? Wouldn't you?
I would
For
suspect
Saturday's
that.
game?
I would suspect that, yes.
Bart, when we come back, can you give us like a bubble update?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I have a thought on the South Carolina.
Yeah,
game.
please offer it now.
But no,
I want to talk to Nelson first.
Yeah, let's do it.
See what kind of mood Nelson's in this morning. Nelson and Harrison, Chuck and Bo show. Good morning.
Hey guys, man, I tell you what, waking up and hearing this news, but seeing Chuck right there is as plain as day. I'm a happy guy. We need
Think how
Chuck.
happy I am.
Chuck's awesome.
I'm actually here.
Well,
For
guys,
those of
this
you
is what I
that
want
missed
to
it,
say
Chuck
though.
passed away earlier in the show. We learned of his passing. It happened in early February, according to AI. When Edward searched AI and asked what we should talk about on the show today, AI literally told us that we should talk about Chuck's
Talk
passing.
about the legacy of
Talk
Chuck
about
Barrett.
the legacy of Chuck
But-
Barrett.
that is crazy. But guys, this is what I'm going to tell you. Now this is a old adage from way back. Believe only half of what you see and none of what you hear.
Oh,
wow.
So
Mark Twainish.
Profound.
yeah, so guys, but I also want to look at something else here. What we got going on? With the win over Texas, we didn't move any.
Yeah.
That helped us none because of losing to Oklahoma and LSU.
Well, I
So,
mean, I
back
wouldn't
to what
say
Chuck
that.
said.
But I mean,
But
from
back
a
to
net
what
ranking,
Chuck said, you lose this game to South Carolina, and you'll find out where we're really at. You've got to win the game right here. So, guys, I want to just, I want our guys to go down there and keep grinding. And I watched the Hog Pod with Nellie Davis today. That was encouraging, Bo. Good work there. And I watched the follow, too. So, guys, just keep doing what you're doing. We're going to go get this win. And then the last two games, whatever happens. But we got to have this win at South Carolina. Have a great day and go Hogs.
Nelson, thanks for the call. We'll react to that when we come back. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday. Good morning.
I don't like getting up early in the mornings. I mean, even to go duck hunting, but I do get up every morning now to listen to you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you suffer from sleep apnea, but you can't stand wearing your CPAP machine, I've got good news. And you need it because not wearing your CPAP can lead to severe health problems.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you don't have good sleep, you're not only affecting your body, it can affect your heart, it can affect your lungs, it can increase weight gain. If you don't get good sleep, you also are not filtering your brain well. So sleep's very, very important.
Dr. Scotty Boulding, who's an Arkansas native and world-renowned surgeon, has proven surgical alternatives that can improve your airway and help you breathe better.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Call Dr. Boulding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
If you haven't tried a Flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Bo, when your show went off a few years ago, it was like I've been lost ever since then. And I just really appreciate your show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Now, for a limited time, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas, Wheels RV. That's right, employee pricing is back, and you pay what our employees pay on a huge selection of select new and used RVs, plus some 2025 models included. You'll find all your favorite brands, such as Grand Design, Brinkley, Forest River, Vibe, Nobo, and Flagstaff. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV sold. Employee pricing exclusively at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV, located 5 miles west of I-49 in Tawnytown. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today. and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick 'em, you win 'em.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Where's my life gone? I don't understand anything that's happening. There's all this stuff going on around me, and I'm just completely clueless. And that's when I decided I'm going to go to bed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You decided
that's my life every day.
Yeah. This is the world.
What has happened?
Yeah.
Where did it all
So the
go?
world is
why don't people think like I do anymore?
It's not your oyster.
No, I'm not saying it's not that. I'm just saying, why don't people think like I do anymore? Maybe
Maybe they do. Maybe they do. You just got to find those like-minded people in that echo chamber of social media. You got to get your friend group
I'm
right.
not hanging out on the right website.
Got to get your friend group right.
I guess that's it.
Start having
I'm
coffee
not living in a
groups.
bubble. I got to get into my bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's the deal.
That's where happiness really is, Chuck. It's found in your bubble.
Seems that way, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Seems that way.
So when you get out here and start rubbing elbows with people and they make a comment, and you're like,
start talking to other people.
Weed that one out. Bart's in the Situation Room, brought to you by Chevy of Fayetteville.
Yeah, the music's right around the corner, baby.
First off, he's got this really important game at South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it
Got a
is.
point on that.
It is. Arkansas needs to go ahead and win the game on South Carolina. But
it might be good.
Yeah, South Carolina. What am I saying? But the thing about the Gamecocks is they've been really good at home. They've stacked losses, but prior to their win over Texas, 4-point loss to Ole Miss, 4-point loss to A&M, overtime loss to Mississippi State, 1-point loss to Florida, 3-point loss to Auburn. They've played good teams really close at home. Now, on the road, they've been a disaster. But at home, they've played really well. Arkansas needs their best effort on Saturday to go in there, to go to Columbia and get the job done. As far as the bubble goes, there's some really interesting games just in the SEC alone on Saturday. Texas and Georgia play. That's kind of the big one. I think if Texas loses that game at home to Georgia, I think they are out of the tournament. I think they're done. Their get in the tournament metrics are not very good to begin with. This would be a crushing bubble loss for them. On the flip side, it'd be a big win for Georgia and might get them in the field. Vanderbilt hosts Missouri in a big game for them. I think Vandy's safely in the field right now, but a tough game. They still, everybody just needs to keep winning games. And then Oklahoma's at Ole Miss, a big game for the Sooners. I think if they lose that one, they're probably on the outside looking in. Those are just the SEC teams. There are a ton of big-time bubble games on Saturday, but those are the ones that you can watch throughout the day. Full day of basketball for Hog fans. Really.
Nelson brought this up a minute ago, and it kind of goes with what you're saying right there. I look at games, and I think, man, that's a big game. That's a big game. And then it's over, and nobody moves in the net. It was as though it was inconsequential. Now, this is not a new phenomenon. This has happened every year. It's been one of my frustrations, frankly, with the way they use metrics over the years, or over the past few years, is that you get to a game at the end of the season that, to the outside world, is a huge game. And yet, nothing moves in terms of the metrics when it's over with. And I think Arkansas and Texas, to an extent, played a game like that the other night. From a metric standpoint, there was no movement. I do think it probably moves some people on the selection committee. That would be my hope. Because ultimately, the selection committee is going to make the picks. And all the metrics we cite are going to be their guideline, but it doesn't mean they're required to vote with the metrics.
I will say, Arkansas didn't move in the net. They did take a jump in their wins above bubble ranking.
Right.
They took a big jump in the KPI, like a 5-spot jump. Strength of record took a jump. Those are all like the get in the field metrics that the selection committee looks at. So those are good. The net can be misleading sometimes. And I think it's just important for people to remember it's not the end all be all. Like it's not the selection committee's just
fair.
looking at the
No,
net.
you're right.
And that's it.
I have a question. What happens if Arkansas loses at South Carolina and Vanderbilt? That could happen. Those are two really tough road games.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're road games, and that's that gives you a little bit of leeway. You better beat Mississippi State. You better win on Wednesday in Nashville. If you want to feel good about where you are.
I think Bart's right.
See, like it was an internet show. This is the difference in knowing who you can trust. Like you wouldn't know the South Carolina game is a tough game if you don't follow college basketball real closely, or if Bart hadn't told you all those games that they've played people really tough at home, right? You'd just say, "Oh, this is a game that would be embarrassing to lose." It's a tough game on Saturday.
Real tough game.
I don't think most people realize that.
Goes inside the numbers.
Yeah.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. Everybody
Trust
gripes
Bart.
if you only beat Carolina by 3, but take it and run to the bus.
Try to win it.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
And I listen in every day. Everybody know that. I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
Good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
As we wrap up the 10th annual Miracles and Magic Mediathon benefiting Arkansas Children's Northwest, we want to send a huge thank you to our incredible sponsors, Crabtree RV, Slotsky's, Heartland Honda, Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center, and Ozarks Electric Cooperative. Because of your partnership, children right here at home will be better today and healthier tomorrow. And to our amazing listeners, your donations make miracles happen. Thank you for bringing hope, healing, and smiles to so many lives. This wouldn't be possible without you. Together, we're making a difference. Thank you.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we'll see lots of sunshine, a bit on the breezy side with highs around 70. Southwest winds could gust up to 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with lows in the low to mid 40s. Sunny skies and cooler on Saturday as a weak front works through the area. Highs in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Mostly clear Saturday night with lows in the 30s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Dumps it underneath. Golden shot blocked by Brazil.
Oof. Oof.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina Chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
My favorite's when we're going to break, and we're not there yet, but I'm talking, and Chuck knows we're going to break, and he just disengages, sits back from his mic, takes his headset off, and I'm still talking.
Yeah, I need to stop doing that.
And he's on his phone.
That's not true. That is not true.
Like, I know you're rapping. I know you're about to land this plane, and I didn't care about your point to begin with, but I wish you to hurry up.
Hey, listen.
I'm indicative of the entire audience right now, Bo. Shut up.
I got to quit doing that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Chuck.
Do you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
the show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Friday, all day.
Weekend. Chuck's headed to Columbia, South Carolina.
That's right.
Get some Bojangles.
The music's on.
Wow. Okay.
There we go.
There's
now we're talking. Would you guys do something about that?
Oh, my
Have that removed. Yeah, Columbia later today.
Yeah, it was just
tonight. Then go to the arena and have the game early tomorrow. I like it. Quick trip.
You got any meal plans for tonight?
No, I do not. I think we're going to the arena and set the equipment up and go back to the hotel.
Work trip.
Go
Business.
to bed. Business.
You standing on business?
Standing on business this
stand
weekend.
on
Yeah,
business this
that's right.
weekend.
We're going to
at
stand on
South
business.
Carolina. You know, it's interesting that we continue to talk about net and ranking and bubbles and how do you get in the NCAA tournament. And I've come to the conclusion that it's all just a bunch of talk.
Well, yeah.
It's all like none of it.
Win games. Win games.
And like so the problem with that is then what do you talk about?
Right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we still don't know how many games they have to win.
No, because it will change.
But if they win
every week,
can I just ask this? If they have 4 games left, including the first round of the NCAA tournament or the SEC tournament, if they have 4 games left, including the first game of the SEC tournament, and they win 2 of these games, can you tell me, for me buying you something at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, in that wonderful new 85-foot showroom with private showing rooms and all these amazing things they have there now. You just walk in and you're in awe. While we're having a cup of coffee over there and you're looking at something, you're like, I think I would like that. That's what I've promised Bart if he gets this right. If I put that on the line, is 2 wins enough to guarantee that they make the NCAA tournament?
I think so.
Chuck, do you agree or disagree?
I tend to agree. I mean, you can't sit here and say anything's absolute, but yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Would 3 make it absolute?
I think if they win 3 of those games.
If they win their last 3 games, they could lose the first. Now, if you win your last 3 games, I don't think you're going to lose the first round of the conference tournament. But just for the sake of argument, yes, they would still be in.
And you would not be in Dayton either. You would be you would be in the full field of 64.
Probably a 10 seed.
All right, so we're back to 2. 2 is the more interesting conversation. That's what I'm going for here. 2. So at 2, you're still not quite sure, but you think.
I think Arkansas would be in, yeah.
But you're not sure.
See, everyone wants someone to state something absolutely, so when they're wrong, they can come back and correct them.
That's not what I'm doing here.
Yes, you are.
I am not.
You're setting Bart up for failure.
I'm not that guy.
No,
I'm not.
No, he's not. Bo's not.
I'm really
He's
not. That's not my thing.
He's not. Look,
I'm a lot of things that aren't great, but that's not one of them.
Look, you've got, I mean, there are all these bubble teams, right, that are playing, and there are, 14 games listed here or whatever it is on Saturday. You've got a lot of teams in the mix. This is what they would refer to as a weak bubble year. Like there aren't a lot of teams that are making it obvious that they should be in the NCAA tournament. What are we laughing at?
I don't know.
The face that Chuck made
This
when
is
you
the
said
same thing
a
that
weak
happens to
bubble
me.
year.
I appreciate a turned phrase. I appreciate, weak bubble year, just kind of caught my attention. I've not heard anyone say that before.
Bubble Bart.
Okay.
I'm not being critical. I think it's great.
Okay. You have a lot of teams on the bubble, and nobody's separating themselves as absolute locks.
Okay, I have
for the
another question
NCAA
about
tournament.
that, but keep going.
No, go
Well,
ahead.
I just don't understand this either. Like, I've been listening to everybody talk about the most amazing league and conference in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
I mean, the history of our country.
Wow.
The SEC this year.
Wow.
Every game is just a battle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could just survive this league, you're amazing. And then on the other side of it, I hear, it's a weak bubble year, and but all these other teams and all these other conferences, man, they're right there. And they might knock Arkansas out of the tournament.
Look,
well, what is it?
Look. I think the SEC is a very strong league. If it was up to me, I would put Arkansas in, I would put Georgia in, I would put Oklahoma in, because I think they're better just on the eye test than some of these other teams. They're better. All 3 of those teams are better than North Carolina. All 3 of those teams are better than Villanova, George Mason, certainly better than Nebraska, better than Xavier, better than SMU.
Okay.
Like I can go down the
list.
Okay. But they're not just looking at the SEC teams. They're looking at metrics and looking at resumes.
Well, I guess my question, Chuck, is how these other teams can be doing so well in metrics if their conference isn't that good.
Oh, I just think you're down to the end. I think that's the reason those conferences are not being discussed in terms of 1s and 2 seeds. What's going to be amazing about this tournament when the brackets are announced, in my mind, is not how many teams total the SEC has in, but look at the 1 line, look at the 2 line, look at the 3 line. That's where SEC teams are going to be.
I mean,
but when you get to this stage, when you get into who's between 55 and 68, it's a little bit more level playing field.
Look, here's the other thing that not a lot of people are talking about. With conference realignment and expansion, you have more teams in these power conferences, more teams that are traditional NCAA tournament teams. Arizona's in the Big 12 now, right?
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma are in the SEC. You have 4 new teams in the Big 10. So those 3 conferences are going to make up a majority of the teams in the NCAA tournament field. Lunardi's latest bracket, you've got 4 teams from the Big East, 4 teams from the ACC, 3 teams from the Mountain West, 2 from the West Coast Conference. It's not.
How many from the
spread
SEC
out.
and Big Ten?
He has 13 from the SEC, 10 from the Big 10.
Okay, so
and
that's
then 8 from the Big 12.
All right, so those 3 conferences, my quick math there, you're up well over 30,
31, I think.
half the field, almost. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I mean, that people just aren't talking about that. So and that means you have a lot of the teams from these conferences competing on the bubble, and so you have teams that are 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th in the conference competing for spots in the NCAA tournament.
Well,
realistically. And they deserve to be in that conversation.
When I hear people
so
say
it just
things
doesn't look
like,
good.
You shouldn't be in the NCAA tournament without a 500 conference record. I hear people say that all the time. That's not realistic.
Not
in
anymore.
the era of conference realignment. It's just not. There was a time when you could say that, and someone might disagree with you, but it was a legitimate argument. You could legitimately say if you're not a 500 team in your league, you don't deserve to go to the big dance. It's not a legitimate argument anymore because these guys, particularly the SEC and the Big 10 and the Big 12, I guess, are so big because you've just got 16 teams as opposed to back in the day we had 12. Or even fewer than that.
Well, and that's what makes the conversation challenging because it's not the same one we've always had.
Right.
That's right.
It's
That's
a
exactly
brand new
right.
conversation this year.
So if they win 2 games, we think they're in. I can see that.
Let's get back to sentiment.
But I think that's.
I think that's
I
realistic.
think if you're a fan right now, you're trying to figure that out. I mean,
Oh,
obviously you're rooting to win every game, but what did the game mean? And when we had the conversation about Texas, and I understood Nelson's point a while back when he called and said it didn't mean anything because nobody moved in the net ranking. The Texas didn't move, Arkansas didn't move. His comment was it didn't help us. Well, I disagree. At wins,
it really helped tremendously.
On
Sure, it
some
helps.
level,
Yes,
wins,
absolutely.
wins, and you gave some other metrics about getting in and all this. But I'm just saying for fans, for me, I'm trying to figure out where we stand. If you're looking at a NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball pennant race, you're where you are. You're 2 games back. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Hey, we lost, but they lost too. So are we moving up or where are we?
No, I don't disagree with that. I have never liked.
And we keep having this conversation, Chuck, sorry, about how many wins they have to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So is it possible that they don't win another game and they're in? Or if they win one more game, is it possible they get in?
Well, one more game in the regular
7.
season would get them to 7, which was the long number. I think, but again, I think things change so frequently, and these other bubble teams have just kept winning. And so that the bar does get raised in terms of what you have to do. It's different than it was a month ago. It just is.
Well, one of the things that you put out earlier was all the teams that are on the bubble in the SEC and who they're playing.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, Chuck, because a lot of them are playing each other.
That's right.
And so that also makes it sort of interesting to see how that's going to if you lose but somebody else loses and then you win and then they lose and it's a lot going to happen in 3 games.
As we swallow ourselves with numbers, though, some common sense has got to apply. I mean, take Oklahoma, for example. Oklahoma, by all accounts, not playing very well right now. But they played Kentucky within a point the other night. Now, this is a tough week for them. They play Kentucky at home, and then they go to Ole Miss tomorrow. Now, they've already played Kentucky's rear off. They could go down there and play the same way against Ole Miss and lose by 1. But everybody's going to say, well, Oklahoma's dead in the water. Well, they look pretty darn good to me this week. They just didn't win those games.
Yeah.
So now does that mean that they're not among the 68 best teams in the country? Well, no. But your point in terms of the numbers, now it all plays out. Who gets in, who doesn't get in? Is there a spot left for a team like that? All that stuff comes into play when you get to the bubble. But I felt bad for them this week because I think that despite the fact they've struggled, I still think they're among the best 68 teams in the country. I think Georgia is too.
Let's hit a break. We'll come back, take some calls. And then Pat Bradley's going to join us in about 15, 20 minutes on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hey, if you're still looking for a place to file your taxes, H&R Block's the way to go. They're going to get it done for you. You walk in or make an appointment, and you get 100% accuracy with your max refund guaranteed. 70 years of tax expertise going to work for you. It's H&R Block, and you'll find one just around the corner. 8:14 on a Friday. Good morning.
Touching the hearts of Arkansans, the passive-aggressive Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they understand the importance of those moments. That's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find that perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go. Man, can you imagine if we all lived together, if we just walked into the living room at like 6 a.m. and just started talking each other's heads off? There's no good morning. I can't have my first cup of
Somebody
coffee.
would get shot.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you using Facebook as your website? Here are 3 reasons why that's a bad idea. 1, not everyone has it, which means you're missing out on customers. 2, you're not in control, Facebook is. You can't customize the look or fully brand your page. 3, unless you pay for ads, your page isn't getting seen. Let the Modular Orange team help you own your space online with a fully custom website that's only $95 per month. Go to modularorange.com to find out how. That's modularorange.com.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is already chipping away at 2025 with Joe's Chips and Salsa. Made with Tex-Mex house-made salsa. Made daily with fresh veggies, even carrots. Try their sizzling fajitas and crunchy tacos. Every Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's has great enchiladas with homemade sauce. It's the best around. Plus a full bar and TVs all around the restaurant. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Courtside with Fort Smith Public Schools. Coaches take you inside on what's going on in Fort Smith sports.
I think the boys program, we definitely thrive off the energy and the emotion. I think as a coach, it's a big thing to kind of just help those guys rein that in, myself included. You know, there's times we have to take a step back, take a breath during a timeout, and just sit there and breathe.
New episode every week on the Hit That Line podcast network and on hitthatline.com. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We take 2 planes in basketball. Needless to say, I'm on plane 2.
But you are the king of plane 2. You are the host. You are the chairman of the second plane.
I wouldn't go so far as to say chairman, but my seat is in the upper half.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Cecil's in Fort Smith. Cecil, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
What's going on here?
I don't know what's happening with the phones today.
Cecil.
Maybe you had to break away for a second. Let's go to Sterling in Center Ridge. Hey, Sterling.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Hope y'all having a great morning.
We are, you too.
Chuck, for a dead man, you look great.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I'm defying the odds.
He is.
Cheating death.
AI told us Chuck had passed away earlier, if you missed it. It happened in early February.
February 2nd, I passed away, according to AI.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, well, that's what sparked the whole deal was Edward AI'd earlier, what should the Chuck and Bo Show talk about today? And it said, well, we should,
talk about the legacy.
Talk about the legacy of the
late
Chuck Barrett, who died on February 2nd, 2025.
So we took a segment. We did talk about his legacy.
Yeah.
I did.
In brutal terms.
Can we turn the music down?
Yeah. Let's just bring that down.
I don't know what's going on with the board today, but let's pay attention. Let's get together.
All right, Sterling, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Sterling.
Guys, I've been bringing that up too about conferences, the realignment, and you got the whole Pac-12 is gone and the ACC is down. So just taking, I know there are other conferences, but those are the spots that are kind of open for different types of terms. And this conference is the teams that get hot, they're going to get 12 teams in. First off, everybody can't collapse all at once. Somebody got to win. If they all win evenly, you still get the teams in. So, and if one team gets hot, if just one team gets hot, that's not going to eliminate all the rest of them. That just gets one solidly in. So, I think this league's going to get 12, maybe 13. And, barring Arkansas losing the rest of them and looking bad doing it, I think they're one of them. But, guys, the job that Cal Perry has done and what this team had accomplished this season already, and true enough, it's below what I thought when he was hired and we started this team and before we start playing this season. So it ebbs and flows and your expectations go up and down as their performance. And the fact that this team hasn't pointed fingers, had been some wild rumors going around about the team on the internet and other places. It's been solid basketball. And the only thing that's been, you can point at Brazil talking about just getting more minutes, but that's hard to answer those questions. And I'm just telling you what I think he interpreted the question as last night. You've been kind of terrible all season, and you played great tonight. What's the cause of that? How do you handle that? That's a tough question to answer when you hear it like that. You have no explanation for you're struggling. You have no explanation for why tonight it clicked. You come and you playing hard and it just worked out tonight. So, and hopefully that's going to be how he's going to play the rest of the season and the team and just shoot better free throws. And I'm just excited. I'm very proud of this team. I'm just tickled to death at the togetherness and the stick-to-itiveness of this team, if that's a word. Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry, just the high school.
I agree with you.
Y'all guys have a great day.
All right, thank you,
Great
Sterling.
points. I agree with all.
Hey, I want to go back to something you said earlier. He's talking about how many teams are going to, get in and all this. I think 12 teams are going to get in when it's all said and done. I think the question's going to be, and we went through this in football, with everyone gushing over the SEC. What if they don't win the national championship? And how would that affect things, for example, next year, the narrative going into the season about the conference? I don't know how many teams there are in the league that are, there's 4, I think, maybe, that have a chance to win the whole thing. But the whole conversation's going to change once we get to Selection Sunday. We're going to go from, I think, a record number of teams selected into the big dance to, of those 22 or 23 SEC/Big Ten teams, is one of them going to win it in basketball like what we will grow accustomed to seeing in football? Or is basketball still the one sport out there, maybe baseball, where somebody can come out of nowhere and win this thing?
Yeah, well, like, Duke could.
But Duke doesn't come out of nowhere.
Well, I know, but I'm saying somebody other than the Big Ten or
right.
Or SEC.
Right.
To me, it's going to be more.
Fair enough. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, that's a blue blood.
Yeah.
But it's more to me not about them winning the national championship and more about how they fare overall in terms of how the narrative will be determined on, was the league that good? Like, how did the SEC perform overall in the NCAA tournament? Did they all get knocked out in the first or second or third round, or did they advance? Or most of them advance? Because what we believe is Arkansas, for example, will play an easier game in the first round of the NCAA tournament and maybe the second than they've played the last 18 or 19 games at that point, depending on how many they play in the league. Now, is that going to be the case? But here's the thing about basketball. I mean, basketball is about getting hot. It's just about getting hot. Like, you go into a game, it's like baseball. That's why it happens in baseball too, Chuck. You get a hot pitcher that can shut a lineup down, and all of a sudden things change. You get a couple of great shooters going off. You're not making shots. It's a one-game scenario in the NCAA tournament. That's why it's madness. And what makes the league difficult, so here would be my point. I'm not sure it's always fair how we judge March Madness, because what makes the league difficult is every single night you're playing a really tough opponent. And in March Madness, it's a one-game scenario versus an 18-game schedule.
No, you're right.
But
I still think for a lot of people, I mean,
that's how we judge it.
It's a Ricky Bobby world.
When you talk about coaches, that's right. When you talk about coaches, you don't talk about their overall record.
No, you're right.
You talk about how they did in March Madness.
Well, and we've gotten to the point now, even with professional athletes, if you've not won a world championship, you're not as great as a guy who was. It doesn't mean that, we've got quarterbacks who've won Super Bowls before who, they're not as good as Dan Marino on their best day and his worst day. But people say, well, Dan Marino's not a great player because he never won, or he's not he's not the best ever because he never won a Super Bowl. And so we do that now. And we do it with coaches, particularly in the college game, because now even more so, changing rosters is the name of the game in college sports, always has been. It's been accelerated now. The coach is the constant. So that's who we're going to focus on. And, yeah, winning the national title for a lot of people, I don't think it's correct either. But I do believe for a lot of people that is the end-all, be-all. And if the SEC or the Big Ten does not win the national title in basketball after getting over 20 bids between the two of them, there are going to be people that say the conferences were overrated, even though I don't agree with that.
Depending on how into all this you are, there's a bubble game tonight, and it's featured in our What to Watch, brought to you by Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville. UCLA at Purdue, number 20 Purdue, on Fox. Who's on the bubble? Purdue?
No, that's not a bubble. That's not a bubble watch game.
Uh-oh.
That's not a
Must
bubble
have
watch
got
game.
some misinformation.
That's just the game tonight. But a lot of bubble watch games Saturday.
Plus all the bubble watch games on the first page.
But UCLA
Well, why
and
the
Purdue
hell would
play
we be
tonight.
watching the game?
I got to be honest with you.
It'd be a good game.
I got to
It'd
be
a good
honest
game.
with you. When you said bubble game, Purdue, UCLA, I'm thinking, I don't care what's on the line. I'm not watching Purdue and UCLA tonight. That can be as bubble as it gets. It can be bubblicious. But I'm out. I'm not doing it.
The ones to keep an eye on tomorrow. You've got Arkansas, South Carolina. What, Bo?
Why in the world do we have it in there? Like,
Because
nobody cares.
It's a game to watch tonight. If somebody wants something to watch tonight.
We have other things to watch today. There's a baseball game at 3 o'clock on SEC Network Plus. We've got a Razorback basketball game to watch tomorrow. What channel's that on?
The SEC Network.
That's what's what. That's what the watch. Right. What the watch segment is. Not here's something that nobody wants to watch.
Well, if you want to watch something tonight,
If you want to gamble, if you got money on something tonight.
Anyhow, What to Watch is brought to you by Macadoodles, just north of the state line, just north of Bella Vista, where the service is unmatched. The prices are unparalleled, and the selection is amazing. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they've got a tasting bar to try different spirits. 7 days a week, they have a wine tasting from open till close. It's more than just a liquor store. They've got some novelty items there, too, things that just make your party better. If you're trying to make a special margarita, they got all the ingredients. 2 locations, Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville. And don't forget, on Wednesdays, 15% off all bottles of wine in the entire store, even if they're already on sale. Macadoodles, just north of the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville. And tonight, UCLA. Program the old DVR, the recorder, at Purdue, number 20 Purdue, with nothing on the line on Fox. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show. Pat Bradley.
Like, I think you should look at yourself today in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me?
Okay, I will.
I'm not talking about you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Discover the Stonebreaker Hotel, where handcrafted elegance meets modern comfort. Relax in beautifully designed rooms, or book your next reservation at the Stonebreaker Lounge and Restaurant, where you can satisfy cravings with fresh, seasonal takes on traditional favorites. Open daily from 5 to 9 p.m. For more information, log on to stonebreakerhotel.com, located on Markham Road in Fayetteville, where you'll find the Stonebreaker Hotel and Restaurant.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
At center, number 35, a 6'11 junior from Slater, Missouri, Joe Klein.
Michael Jordan knocked down by Klein. Joe Klein. Every time for Arkansas. Their key player, obviously, in the middle, 6'11. Joe Klein leads the team in scoring and rebounding.
Is that a better introduction for you this morning?
Can we just put that on a loop, just drive around in my car and feel special?
This is The Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3. Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
Folks, it's that time of year again.
Mom, what's he talking about?
Matt, I have no idea.
It's hoop time. It's baseball season.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need.
Whether it's decorating your fan cave or getting something to wear for the game, we have what you need.
We even have Nike basketball jerseys, sideline apparel, even brands like Cutter and Buck and Champion.
Or how about something from Tommy Bahama or Coliseum for those Hawaiian shirt Sundays?
Guys, Nike baseball team hats and jerseys will get here about the 1st of February. Hey, Matt, you know what's blue but doesn't weigh very much?
No, what?
Light blue.
Mom, please help.
Matt, there's no cure for a dad joke.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium, or shop us on them Insta www book.
Dad, it's
Facebook.
the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
They got to understand, Luka's a different beast, man. He smokes, he drinks, he overeats.
He's the Babe Ruth.
He is. He is the Babe Ruth of the NBA, and they need to leave him alone.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'm sorry, Bart. I just completely went off on you about.
Let's just be honest. Let's just get to the heart of the matter. Let's just get to the heart of the matter. It's not anybody's fault.
I'll take the arrow.
There's nothing to apologize for. There's nothing to be sorry for. This whole thing.
A little harsh.
This whole thing from 6 o'clock on. I hate the internet. I hate fake media people. I hate everybody. He's pissed because he has to drive to Dallas today.
It's true.
That's what this is all about. And anybody who's ever made this drive understands. You go through this anxiety. Do I drive? Do I fly? Bo's over there trying to book flights right now. He's trying to book flights right now on the show.
And nothing's available.
And ever since he woke up this morning, everything has revolved around the fact that he's got to drive to Dallas.
Yeah, it started
I've
yesterday.
been there. I'm not criticizing.
It started yesterday afternoon when it was becoming imminent, like, oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just fly. And even though, that's not the most convenient thing, at least I'm not driving through Atoka.
He's on kayak right now trying to find a cheap flight so he can get down there today.
You got to go American. It's like the
you
only
have no
direct
choice.
flight. Yeah, and so then yesterday afternoon I realized all the flights that I could take were during the show.
Yeah.
And I literally thought I might just tell them I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And they're going to be like, why? Because you can't drive to Dallas?
That's right.
And I was going to be like, yeah, that's it. I really didn't want to.
It is a good drive.
It's.
I mean, you see some.
I went in there and had a conversation with myself in the restroom, looked in the mirror and said, change your attitude. And I came back in and Bart goes, it's a terrible drive.
It is a terrible drive. But when you get to Atoka, there's always that cop over there on the right.
Wave at him.
He's always facing the road,
having a sandwich.
having a smoke, and just waiting on somebody to drive by too fast.
Pat Bradley, the shooter. SEC Network, former Razorback, joining us now on the Chuck and Bo Show to talk about Arkansas, the NCAA tournament, the SEC, and this game on Saturday. What's happening?
Oh, nothing much. How you doing?
Man, we're doing good. You're still looking great on TV.
Oh,
nobody's got a pocket square like you do. I'll say that.
Hey, he started the pocket square craze. I mean, you really did, Pat. I mean, I can't help but notice this. Ever since you started wearing pocket squares, it's like the end thing.
Well, anything to distract people from looking at my face, right? That's the goal.
Center of attention's that pocket square.
It's like
darn good looking.
It's
pocket
like
square.
who's we? You and the mouse? No, you and the pocket square and your
right.
giant like thing coming out of your pocket there. All right, Pat. What do you think of Arkansas right now? They got at South Carolina tomorrow. South Carolina's played pretty tough at home. They've had some really close losses. Just hammered Texas before losing to Alabama. What are your thoughts on this game?
They're a really good team. They make things. They're tough to play against because they're physical. They're gonna get down, defend. It's not easy to get by them. Good defensive team, and they take their time. They're patient on offense, and so they make you defend them for like 25 seconds, and so you got to be disciplined. So that's what makes them so tough. They've got a kid that Palmer Boyles, he's an NBA player. Tough matchup. And they get another big guy, another 7-footer who comes in there and just, can grind it out on you. So, you can't. It may be an ugly game, but I think the Hogs are going to win ugly. They're not a very pretty offensive team, if you will. So they've got to keep that in mind, that's the type of team that they are, and that's how they're going to win.
You've seen South Carolina more than the rest of us. Some teams in the league, it seems like sometimes their best offense is shoot it and go get it. Is this a team that's going to – are they a shooting team, offensive rebounding team? When you say that word physical, sometimes people equate that to offensive rebounding. How are they in that regard?
They're really good. So they'll play through the kid Colin Murray Boyles. He's a good passer. He can back you down, post you up. He's not really a threat to shoot it. And they will go get it. To your point, that's I think if you look at the league, just about almost all, maybe not all the teams.
13 or 14. 13 or 14 are shoot it, go get it teams.
Go shoot and go get it. And they could be that team. Although they do have a couple of guys that can knock down shots. They've got some perimeter guys that have been there for a couple of seasons that at any point in time, I think that's what makes them dangerous. They've got an older team that, for whatever reason, 1-2 possessions, in the last couple minutes of the game, they don't get it done. And they've lost, I don't know what it is, 6 out of maybe 6 or 7 games by 1 possession. So they've been right there in a lot of games.
Pat, we spend a lot of time talking about the bubble in Arkansas and how many games they got to win. How many do they have to win that they have left? 3 games left in the regular season. Then a tournament. Where do you think they stand right now? Is there a magic number? 2 wins? 3 wins? Is there a magic number for you?
I think if you've got, I think tomorrow will be, they get the quad 1, quad 2, all those kind of, quad 1 win, quad 2 win. I think if they can take care of home, and yes, ideally you would not want to lose at South Carolina. However, that, like I said, that's a quad 2 game at Vandy. That's a tournament team, and then Mississippi State. So, you're looking at it right now, and I think if you win, let's just say you just beat Mississippi State, you go into the SEC tournament. Most likely you're playing against an NCAA tournament team also. So I think that's good enough. That's just me. I know maybe I'm biased, but you look at who you beat. You close out the season beating Mississippi State, who could be a top 25 team at that time. I think they're 24 now. That gets you 7 wins. Funny thing about it is Mississippi State went to the NCAA tournament last year with 8 conference wins, and the year before with 8 conference wins. And the Hogs have, you look at their non-conference, right? That Michigan win looks really good. Maybe not at Miami looked as good as before, but so I think they'll be in consideration. You just knock off Mississippi State, take care of home.
Pat, it seems like it varies from year to year how much bearing the SEC tournament has on who's going to make the NCAA tournament. And particularly with the expansion this year, 16 teams, and with so many teams being mentioned as, an NCAA tournament team, how much bearing is what happens in Nashville going to play on all that?
I would hope that it's significant. Now, you're right. You never really know what the committee's thinking in terms of, do they already have people slotted in as they go into the conference tournament? You almost think that the conference tournament win, if you're playing against another bubble team, and maybe that's sort of like the elimination game, maybe that's, they weigh that heavier. But think about it. We very likely could play, Georgia, Oklahoma, depending on how things shake out. So I think, Chuck, honestly, we'll be playing that first SEC tournament game, and a team that the committee will likely look at as, okay, who wins this game, they may get in.
I've wondered about that too.
Right. And I think in '96, we played South Carolina in the SEC tournament. I think it was a scenario like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like whoever wins this game will get the nod.
Pat, where are you this weekend?
I'm at South Carolina.
South Carolina? You're there. You're at the game.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
We get to see Pat.
Yeah.
You guys do some Bojangles and enjoy it.
All right. I'll see you there,
Yeah.
Pat. Thanks, man.
We'll watch you on the call.
All right. Thanks, Chuck and Bo. You guys are the best. Appreciate
you're the
you.
best. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much. Pat Bradley will be in Columbia right next to Chuck calling the game.
Looking forward
How about
to seeing
that?
him. Yeah.
What a reunion.
Huge, man. That's going to be great. Hey, if you're having issues with your gutters or your drainage system around your home, let us recommend Hog Trough Gutters. They do everything, is the bottom line. They're locally owned and operated, too. So, you don't have to track them down. They've got over 30 years of experience. They make their seamless gutters on site. You can watch them do it. They do trenching work, French drains. They're fully licensed. They're insured. If something goes wrong, it's not on you. Every job comes with a 20-year warranty. Now think about that. You've got a 20-year warranty on the work from a company that's been around for over 30 years. That ought to give you some peace of mind right there. They're ready to take care of you. They're ready to solve your problem. And you can log on to hoggutters.com.
The story of the day that you haven't heard about yet is coming up next.
It's a doozy.
On the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday. Good morning.
When you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzler.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service.
Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, PRECIDENT. We'd love to help.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at precisiondoornwa.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing on all 2024 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. This is a limited time offer. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith and online at harryrobinson.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
My first thought, my subconscious was, gosh, another late game. And then my next thought was, change your flippin' attitude. What's wrong with you? Quit being so negative.
What was your reply to yourself?
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Stop being so negative.
Was this a long conversation or was it a short one?
It was a short one.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I wish I was driving to Dallas today.
Shut your face.
Man,
Okay.
I wish I was making that drive.
a little inside baseball for our listeners. Chuck, right before we come back, says, "Hey, let me say something right when we come back."
Yeah.
And Bo's like, "Please do."
Yeah.
And that's what Chuck said.
Let me bring it back.
Rub it into Bo's face.
Not bad for a guy who died in early February,
I
and we
know.
memorialized in the
Pretty good
first hour
line
of the
from
show.
dead man.
Chuck Barrett today passed away via AI.
That's right.
AI told us today when Edward, for whatever reason, because we were talking about you can't believe everything that you read on the internet, Edward looked up, what should we talk about on the Chuck and Bo Show today? And it said,
talk about the legacy of Chuck Barrett.
Who passed away
February 2nd at the age of 64.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, and so we did. We talked about your legacy.
Dead man walking.
If you missed it in the first hour, you can download the Chuck and Bo podcast episode.
That only made
It's
number
the first
2.
hour of the show.
Number 2 on the list of topics. That it only made it up to number 2.
Hey, I may be dead. Listen.
The co-host passed away.
Yeah, that was the second best topic.
Number one said, talk about the struggles of Arkansas basketball after starting 0-5 in conference.
Well, it's
they've done better.
I know.
Hey,
the AI model doesn't
Let
know.
me put it this way to
like
you.
the rest of them.
I may be dead, but I don't have to drive to Dallas.
And the thing about that,
Benefits.
Chuck, here's the good news. Then I got to drive back.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
That's
man.
the best. Yeah.
Oh, driving down there's bad. Driving back, whew.
I mean, when I'm there, I'm sure it'll be great. You know, watching my kid.
How long do
cheer.
these cheer routines last?
3 minutes.
So you're not
But
going
she's
for a
a
3-hour
crossover.
game.
She's a crossover, so she's on 2 teams, which means I'll get to see her, double, like not
6
just
minutes.
Yeah, but I think each team's performing twice, so there'll be 4 performances. But the way they spread it out, like Sunday on one team, it's at 9, and then awards at 1, and then listen to this. This is the best part. Sunday night, it's like sometime between 6 and 9 p.m. will be the last performance, and the awards start at 9:30 on Sunday night.
Oh my God!
If I go out here in the parking lot and you run over me, that'd be great. So, hey, real quick, tell me about this golf line.
Yeah.
Tell me about this scorecard real quick. The story of the day.
Dale Whitnell in the South African Open, 2 aces in 1 round. He shot a 63 with 2 aces.
How many bogeys?
He had 2 bogeys and a double bogey.
Give me the scorecard real quick.
Birdie, ace, eagle, par, bogey, birdie, bogey, ace, par, birdie, double bogey, par, birdie.
It's like playing a video game.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
Hey, you know how the best part of playing golf is
He's got to buy a lot of drinks for a lot of people.
The best part of playing golf is having a beer and talking about your round afterwards. That's going to go on for a while.
Hey, if you leave right now, you can be in Dallas by 2.
I'm not going to say I wish you were dead. I'm not. Have a great weekend.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens